Okay, so here we go. We're going to be in our Pilates stance. We have our yoga block this morning. If you don't have a yoga block, you can always use a play ball. You can use a little toss pillow. All right, so I'm going to press gently into my block. I'm going to take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. So think of the block as like a balloon. I'm going to inhale, push air into that block, and then exhale, release it. Nothing with the shoulders. It's more that serratus muscle. Inhale, press into the block, and exhale. I'm going to add a releve. I love to releve. Inhale, lift. It makes me taller. And exhale, lower. And we inhale, press into that block, and exhale, lower. I want you to feel the wrapping of those thighs. What does that mean? You take your inner thigh and you wrap it around to the back, which also creates a little bit of up with your sits bones. We lift up and we come down. Now we're going to start to do a roll down. Draw your chin to your chest. I'll inhale to initiate it. Exhale. Now, wherever you stop is where that block is going to go. So if I stop right here, I need to turn my block higher to have my hands on it. If I'm a little bit lower, I can probably get my block down and have my hands on it. Okay? So I want you to soften your knees on an inhale. And on an exhale, zip them up, round your spine, push into your block. Inhale, round. Exhale, press. Separate those knees. It's like doing frogs. And then straighten them and squeeze those inner thighs together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Two more. The head is hanging heavy. And exhale. Scoop that belly deeper. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Now grab the sides of your block. Start to bring your spine back up. Please make sure you're coming up from your core. And I'm pressing in to that block. Good. Now take the legs apart and place that block between the thighs. And we're going to squat back, reach those arms forward, and then press the arms back, opening the chest. We inhale all the weight back on your heels. Exhale. Proud chest. Knees and toes face forward. I inhale to exhale. Breathe into the nose, out to the lips. Inhale and exhale. Give me two more, please. Inhale and exhale. Hold this inhale. Exhale, press through. Inhale, reach. Exhale. I'm going to take my legs a little closer. I'm going to press in my block a little bit more. Feel those inner thighs. Relax the neck and shoulders. You got it. And we go 3. And we take it to a 2. Take it to a 1. Now I'm going to start to bring my arms up with my legs. Sweep it down. Bring it behind you. Lift it up. Come back down to parallel. Press it behind you. Zip it up. Now let's reverse it. Swing those arms back, center, and lift. Circle them back. Like you're stretching that chest. Sweep it forward and zip it up. Open those arms. Press them behind you. Open the chest. Come through. Let's do one more because it really feels good this morning to open up that chest. Bring it up and take it through. We're going to round down again. Scoop that belly. When you get close enough to your block, grab onto it. Place it down like a tower. So it's the higher one. Connect your heels. So I'm going to keep one hand on the block, and my other arm is going to reach up into a rotation. I'm going to follow it. And I put that hand back down. Then my other hand is going to lift. I follow it and bring it back down. Now let's breathe. I'm going to inhale to exhale. I inhale to exhale. One more each side. Inhale to exhale. Last one. Inhale to exhale. Grab onto the sides of that block. Start to pull yourself up. The tail is tucking. The belly is scooping. The shoulders are relaxed. Okay, let's take it all the way down onto our mats. And we're going to take the block between the thighs again. Hands go behind the thighs. Zip yourself up nice and tall.
Press into the block gently, engage those inner thighs and glutes, melt those shoulders. I'm going to inhale for nothing. And on the exhale, I'm going to tuck my tail, scoop my belly, and let my arms come long, but my hands stay behind my thighs. Bend those elbows and start to bring yourself back up nice and tall. And I start with my chin to my chest, press my belly button back, shoulders melt, tail is tucking, arms are long, block is tight. Bring yourself back up and then sit real tall. And we'll do one more. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, and we're going to hold this one here. Now, if you need the support for your back, you're going to keep hands behind the thigh. If not, I'm going to reach them long and my palms are turned in. My shoulders are resting on top of that rib cage. My tail is tucking, trying to touch the back of my knees. I'm going to take one arm up to the ceiling on an inhale. Exhale, back down. Other arm, I inhale to keep that block tight. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Now, what do you do if this is killing your back? One hand should be behind your thigh to help hold, right? Then grab onto the thigh and let the other arm come up. Now, if you want to try both arms, let's try both arms. We lift up for 2 and down. Keep that block tight still. Inhale. 2, exhale. Think of 2 counts up, nice and controlled. Now, this time when you bring your arms up, let's bring our spine up. Up, up, up. Exhale, press into that block. So your inner thigh should be working here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press into that block as we lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And 1 more. We'll inhale, lift. Exhale. And I'm going to start to lower it all the way down. Tuck your tail. Again, melt those shoulders. And once you're down, hug those knees into your chest. Now take the feet back down onto your mat and arms are reaching long. Hands are flat. Now when I say wrap your arms, just like the legs, your arms wrap. Think of taking that outer arm and just wrapping it into the rib cage. Another way to feel that is think of putting more pressure into your pinkies than the rest of your fingers. From here, we're going to slowly articulate a bridge. So we're going to tuck our pelvis first. And as we're peeling up off the mat, the back of my arms to my shoulders are pushing into the mat. And then we slowly articulate down. And as you lower your spine, think of your fingertips reaching longer towards your heels. So you're feeling the length between the neck and the shoulder. Try that again. Tuck the tail. We're going to inhale up. And we'll exhale and try to take your time. If you have to even pause and do an additional inhale and exhale on that sticky point, it doesn't want to come down on that mat, do so. We inhale, lift, the block is still tight. And we exhale all the air. And 1 more time, we tuck that tail. We lift up. Now this time, stay up and release the breath. We're going to take 1 arm back by our temple and place it back down. Nothing else changed. The other arm is going to reach back by our temple and put that hand back down. Reach it long. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. To exhale, take those hands and clasp them on your mat underneath your seat. And reach those knuckles towards your heels and try to push off that mat with those feet so those hips are as high as they can get. Now take the arms behind you, so sweep them all the way behind you. Now keep them there on an inhale, and on the exhale, lower your spine vertebrae by vertebrae. So you take your time. Don't lose your block yet. Tuck. Take your time. You're going to get to that point where it's like, can I get that back down? And then swing the arms back around and hug those knees into your chest. Good. Now I want you to slide that block down to the bottom portion of the legs. Okay, and press into it there, by the ankles per se. Okay, so I'm gonna zip my legs straight up. Now I'm gonna have my feet turned out, and my arms are gonna reach up to the ceiling. Now when I cue eyes to belly, if that's not for you, you keep your head on the mat, right? So we're gonna inhale for nothing, and exhale, nod that chin to your chest, and reach those arms long, so they're parallel to the floor. Yep, and we're gonna start to pump these arms. And we're gonna start to breathe now. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the lips. So what's holding up that head and neck are your abdominals. So you've got to have them firing to have your head off that mat. If your head is parallel to the floor, you are not ready for eyes to belly because you will strain your neck. And you will leave here not liking Pilates, and that will make me very sad. And we inhale deeper. And we exhale. I believe we have 3 more to go. You guys didn't count, did you? Still haven't learned your lesson. Okay. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Hands behind the head. Parallel those legs. Bring them down to a tabletop and draw those knees in. We're going to press out to a 45, and then we're going to come back in. Now, if this hurts your back, instead of going to a 45, think of going to the ceiling and coming back in. And again, don't get lazy. Know where that neck is. And I'm sure it will talk to you and tell you if it's not doing well. That lower back needs to be anchored down to that mat, and the rib cage is heavy. We got 2 more. We inhale, 2, exhale. And last one. Inhale, 2, exhale. Grab onto your block. Place your feet down. Hold the block by the sides and press that block straight up over the chest. Hold the block still. Drop your knees towards me. This is going to be an inhale. I'm going to press into my block to remind my muscles to exhale and bring these legs back up. And then I reverse it. I go away from me. That's an inhale. Press into your block. Exhale. Inhale. Press to exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. To exhale. I want you to straighten your legs and rock yourself up. We're going to take that block between the ankles, and it's going to be in the flat position. I want you to press the sides of your feet into your block, and my feet are going to stay flexed. I want you to reach your arms nice and long. Chin to chest, scoop your belly, and we're going to start to come back. Now, you know if you can't come back or you can't come up from laying all the way down, maybe you stop here, okay, but you test the waters. I reach my arms straight up to the ceiling. My shoulders are relaxed. I nod my chin to my chest. My navel is going in deeper. I press into that block as I come up, exhaling. 4, 3, 2. Now my arms are parallel to my legs. They're not dropping down. I'm going to keep reaching towards the toes as I roll back down, pressing into my block. Tuck your tail. I'm still rounded. I'm inside that tractor tire. And I bring it back to where I started. Nod the chin to your chest. Here's your inhale. Here's your exhale. And remember, you have opposition. The arms are going forward. The navel is going back to the spine. Bring it back. Mount the shoulders. Press into your block. Tuck your tail. There's a lot going on here. And give me 1 more. Careful how you lift that head. Nod that chin to your chest first. Press, press, press. Now from here, lower your hands to your block if you're able to touch it. Then see if you can slide your hands towards the edge of that block and press the back of those knees into the floor. Yep. Hold that stretch. Breathe for me. Give me an inhale and an exhale. Maybe those fingertips will go forward more. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. And then reverse and start to slide it towards you now. Grab onto your block. Bring those arms parallel to the floor. Start to bring your spine where your lower back can be against the wall. So I'm not here anymore. I'm here. Then bring those arms up with your spine. 4, 3, grow taller. 2, and 1. Now feel like there's a magnet on the top of your block and the other parts on that ceiling, and it's trying to lift you up. Now pressing into the sides of that block, we're going to squeeze our back muscles, slide our elbows down the walls beside us, bring that block over the top of your head, and then bring it back up. As my block is coming down, I'm lifting my spine up and then lengthen it all the way up. And then squeeze those back muscles, press into the block. Bring it back up. Inhale, that belly should still be engaged. Exhale, sit taller. And 1 more. Inhale. 2, exhale. Now reach the arms forward again, chest height. Chin to chest, scoop that belly, and we're gonna take it back down for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Draw the knees in, turn the block long ways, and place it back between those thighs again. And then take the toes down to the mat. Just my toes. Now swing those arms around behind your head and take them to the head. And you're going to cradle the head into those fingertips. So keep the elbows wide to start. Anchor that navel deeper. And we're going to take those knees in towards our chest. And then just tap the toes slowly. Now you don't have to go all the way to the mat. If your lower back cannot stay on the mat in one position, then do not take your toes all the way down, because that means that your pelvis is not stabilizing and that you're arching that back when you tap down. Now I'm going to add my chest lifting, and I'm going to crunch it in on an exhale. Inhale, tap. Exhale, your back is nice and heavy here. Now can you maintain that as you take the toes away? I am not cranking my head up with my hands. My head is simply resting in my fingertips. Now don't forget to breathe, because every move in Pilates has a breath. We're exhaling here, inhaling down. 3 more, we exhale. Feel like I am pushing your legs away from you as you come in. Don't forget to breathe, I don't hear it, exhale. Inhale. Now hold this one here. I'm going to tap my toes and tap my toes and do not move that back. Get up off those shoulder blades. So if you're here all the time, this is not what I'm looking for. This is not doing any good for anything. No muscles are working right here, except these prevertebrals, and they're not going to like it. So make sure, if you can't have your shoulders off that mat, your head is down. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. Grab onto your shins and release the head down. And just gently rock it side to side. Nice, gentle rock. Good. Okay, grab onto the block with your hands. I'm going to flatten it out and reach it up over my chest. Now I want you to lift those arms up to where the shoulders are off your mat. Keep your arms just as long. Slide your shoulders to the mat. Now bring the shoulders off the mat. Press into the block and slide them onto the mat. And 1 more. Lift them up. Here's where I don't want you to be. Slide them to the mat. Here's where I do want you to be. I'm going to take my right knee to a tabletop. And then zip that leg all the way up slowly and turn that kneecap away from you. Now you can keep the left leg bent. It's going to make your lower back heavier on the mat, which will help you achieve that. Or you can lengthen it onto your mat. But if that pops your back off the mat, you need to have that leg bent, okay? All right, so I'm going to look where the wall, or by the wall, look where your toe is on the ceiling, and try every time you come around to hit that same spot. So we're going to take it to a round counterclockwise and then up. So don't think of a circle per se. Think of the capital D. And this is the backwards capital D. We're tracing the belly and then straight up the back. It's inhale to exhale. 1 more. Inhale to exhale. Now to reverse that, I go away from the center, zip up. Now, just because I'm going away doesn't mean that opposite hip is going with me. Nothing else is moving. 2 more. 1 more. And hug that knee in and rest your block on top of that shin and give a tug. Good. Now, that leg is straight right now on your mat. I want you to bend it. I want you to take your block underneath the leg that was just working. I want you to put your foot on top of that block. Okay? All right. So I want you to bridge up for me. Lift up for 2 and come down for 2. So this is level 1, keeping 2 feet on the mat. Well, not on the mat, but 2 feet are down. One's on the block, one's on the mat. You are more than welcome to stay like this. I'm going to take the leg that's not on the block and lift it straight up. Now I'm going to lift up in that bridge and come back down. I lift up, I come back down. Exhale up, inhale down. Give me 4 more. And I go 4. You can always put that foot back down if you need to. Here's 3. Give me 2 more. And 2. Last one. And 1. Lower your bridge and put that foot down. Okay, so grab the block with your feet. Hand to your hands. Okay, back up over your chest we go. Now remember, the shoulders are heavy on the mat. My left knee is going to come into a tabletop. Then zip that leg up, belly goes down. The opposite leg can be straight or bent. Now that leg is up the ceiling, make sure that kneecap is turned away, and you put a bowling ball on that torso, and you've tied down your hips. Okay, we're gonna go clockwise first. We're gonna go through the center, zip up, pressing the block, 1. Round to come up, 2. Make sure your glutes are involved here, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. 1 more. Round to come up. Now we reverse it. We go away from our center, zip it into that center line. You don't have to make your circles big because you have to have control. Control that pelvis. Inhale, exhale, lift. And 1 more. Round to come up. Bend that knee in, put that block on that shin. Give me a tug. See, I like that stretch, especially if that opposite leg is straight. Now bend the free leg. Put the block under that left foot. Okay? All right, now make sure your foot's on that block as much as it can be. And we're going to lift up for 2 in the bridge, and then down for 2. And the shoulders press down, butt squeezes, hips open. We lift up, exhale, inhale down. Now you can keep both feet on that mat, or I'm going to take my free leg to a tabletop, zip it up, and here I go. Exhale, inhale down. Lift up and down. The core is working here. It's not just about the butt. Back of the arms push down, shoulders press down, back of the head is gently pressing into the mat. 3. Last one. We lift it up, we bring it down, and we release. Grab onto the block with your feet and rock yourself up. Okay, that was a lot of fun. All right, so take the block back between the thighs and grab around your shins from the outside thigh. Pull the feet towards your seat and put yourself into that little suitcase and balance on your sits bones. Now remember, rolling like a ball is not for everyone. This position here, as long as you're scooping that belly up away from the hips, you're still engaging your core. We never throw our head back, and we're only rocking on the rib cage portion of our back. So our chin stays glued to our chest, we scoop that belly, and we gently rock back on an inhale. Exhale, hold. So you don't want to fling your feet up, you want to keep your feet tucked in. Yeah. And don't think if I go really fast, I'm guaranteed to come up. Sure you are. But did you work your belly? You went too fast, right? We rock back. And we'll do one more. So I think butt up, butt down, right? Butt up to the ceiling. Oop, lost myself there. And butt down. Okay, place those feet back onto your mat. Let's take our block back into our hands. I'm going to reach them out in front of us. We're going to seek her back. We're going to set up for the ab series. Yes. Draw those knees under that block. You know you love the ab series. Now, you're more than welcome to put your block here and just rest your head on it, right? You can do that. I'm going to stay lifted. My arms are reaching into a diagonal. My right knee comes in. My left leg goes out. And then I switch. Press into that block. Now I'm going to start cueing the breath. Inhale to exhale. To inhale to exhale. Watch that neck. Inhale to exhale. One more set. Inhale to exhale. Release. I'm so nice. I give you a break in between each one. That's right. Don't forget that. Nod the chin to your chest. Slide that down towards your ankles more. I'm going to reach everything away. I hold 2, 3, come in. I inhale, wrap into a Pilates V. Exhale, back to parallel. Inhale, anchor that lower back. My rib cage does not change. I don't all of a sudden lean back further and then come up. That's wrong. 2 more. Inhale, 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 exhale. Last one. Inhale, 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 exhale. Head down. If you're feeling strained to your neck, shake your head no. And you may want to keep your head on the mat for a little bit. So I'm going to zip my legs up and my block stays against my shins. And I'm pressing my legs into my block and my block into my legs. Again, you can always keep your head on the mat. I'm going to nod my chin to my chest and bring it up. So I'm going to take my right leg by itself. I'm going to lower it down for 2. Now keep pressing this leg into the block. Squeeze and bring it up. Other leg. Inhale to exhale. Press that leg into the block. Try to keep it over the hip. Oh, don't be in such a hurry. Down for 2. Up for 2. Down for 2. Shh. Watch that lower back. Watch the neck. Watch the shoulders. A lot going on here. Inhale down. Exhale up. One more. Inhale down. Exhale up and release and hug those shins in. Okay, place your feet on the mat. I always like to give you props during exercises. So we're going to take this prop. We're going to lift up our hips. Keep it flat and bring it underneath. Okay, I could lay like this for a while, right? But we can't wait to move on. So let's take a leg up and a leg up. Now, if it's not in the right spot, please fix it to where you don't feel, okay? I want this to be comfortable. All right, now we're going to take both legs down, 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 then zip it up. Try that again. Down, down, down. Now, what's happening here? As I'm going away from my center, I got to get that seat to feet connection even deeper. So I'm wrapping my thighs, squeezing gently my sits bones, and then my core is going to bring it up. Inhale, 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 exhale. I'm going to add on. I'm going to come down for 3, and I love to do leg circles because it feels good to the hips. We're going to go down, down, down. Now, how far should your leg circles be apart? Well, if you can keep the pelvis stable and not move, you can enjoy that pretty far. You can go pretty wide, unless you hit your neighbor. One more. I always forget about that in this room. And circle around. I've got all kinds of room up here. Now reverse. I open, sweep down. Now right here, I got to have that seat to feet connection, and I bring it up. And I open. I circle. I bring it up from the belly. I inhale to exhale. One more. I inhale around, and I exhale, and then bring the legs to a tabletop. We're going to tap the right toes down. And again, you don't have to go all the way to the floor. Left toes, inhale down, exhale up. So you want to feel that puppet string between the belly button and that heel. That belly button's going to pull that heel back up. The pelvis does not shift around. And I tap, and I lift, and I tap, and I lift. One more. I tap. Now I'm going to slowly take my knees a little bit towards my screen. Don't go crazy and fall off your block, and bring it back to center. Now I'm going to roll my knees to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, center. And again, towards the screen. Inhale. Exhale, center. And one more. Inhale. And then exhale, center. Put one foot down at a time. Yep. And then we're going to bridge up. Now, I'm going to take my block up a little higher. If that's not for you, you're going to lower back down your hips onto the same level block. I just made mine a little bit higher. It's going to open my hips a little bit more. Yep. Then I take those legs straight back up to 90. Good. Now, keeping the legs together, I'm going to take both of them towards my screen, come down, around, away from my screen, and hold. Reverse. I can make these teeny tiny, and boy, I'm still working my core. So don't go crazy thinking, well, that's going to be a lot more work for my core. Well, not if you're not stabilizing your pelvis and flinging your hips all around. You're not getting anything out of that. So you anchor down the pelvis. Shoulders are relaxed. And we keep switching from side to side. And we'll do one more each direction. I inhale to start it. Exhale to come around. And one more. I inhale to start it. And exhale to come around. Now I'm going to do little scissors. One leg is going to go away. One leg is going to come towards me. And I switch. Boop. And then I switch. And I switch. And I lengthen and I scoop. And I breathe. I inhale and exhale. Now from here, I'm going to do a little bicycle in the air. I'm bicycling. But I want you to exaggerate the up and out. Up, out. Up, out. Move from that belly. That's right. Now it's back pedal. That leg goes out, then up. Out, then up. Out and up. Out and up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place 2 feet back down on the mat. We're going to bridge up to remove the block. Let it go. And bring yourself down for 5, 4, 3. Boy, that mat feels a lot different now. And hug those knees in. All right, so I want you to keep the hands on the shins. Nod your chin to your chest. Lift up that head. Take the hands behind the head. And we're going to rotate to face the screen. And the leg is behind me is going to press out. And then switch and hold. 4, 3, 2, switch and hold. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Don't cheek it up and off the shoulder. 2, 1. Switch. 2, 1. Single. 8. Who's saved by the bell? 7. Yeah, who planned that? If you call me during the ab series, that will be wonderful. And we go 4, 3, 2, 1, and all right, lengthen your legs onto your mat and sit up. And then grab onto your block. So I want you to sit on your block for a second. And I want you to see how when the hips are higher than the heels, it helps you sit up taller, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to stay here for a little bit. But I still want you to feel like the back of your legs are against your mat. Okay? So I still want the back of the knees pressing straight. Everything should be lengthening. Okay? So we got a lot of lengthening going on. I got my legs lengthening this way, my spine lengthening this way. Reach those arms out. Feet are flexed. You got to pull your belly button in and zip it up. Now just move the shoulders back, forward. Connect them to your rib cage. Let them go away. Connect, but nothing should be moving in your neck, right? So I don't want you going like this because it's defeating the purpose we're trying to do. So feel like you're against the wall, including the back of your head. And I just want you to feel these shoulders moving and know where they should be when we are ready to start. So here they're connected, here they're not. So connect them and hold them here now. This is where I start. I'm going to take an inhale up, reach my spine taller. Exhale, nod my chin to my chest. Look like a fruit roll up, peeling off the wrapper. My lower back stops against that wall. My navel is pulling in deep. It's going to pull in deeper as I stack my spine. And guess what? I'm pinching my sits bones together and my shoulders are connected. Exhale forward. My arms are parallel to the floor, not dropping down. Inhale, zip it up. Exhale. Look at that belly button. Push it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, open up the arms. Exhale, and feel like your chest is going through a door frame. Feel like someone's playing tug of war with both sides of your arms. Now inhale, twist to me. Hips don't go with you. Feet don't change. Exhale, soft your baby toe. Look at your back hand. Scoop that belly. Now I lift up. Keep rotating to the other side. Look at your back hand as you reach forward and scoop the belly deeper. Inhale, up. Rotate. Exhale. Breathe. Get all the air out. Inhale, up. Are the back of your knees still pressing into that mat? Exhale. They're not touching it. I get it. But we still want them nice and long. Inhale as I rotate taller. Exhale. And one more. Inhale, up, up. Rotate, rotate. Exhale. Bring those arms back out and then bring them behind the head. Good. Now I'm going to take my feet slightly wider than my mat. They're like just the edge. Like half my heel's on my mat, half is off. I'm gently pressing my head into my fingertips. I want you to slide your back elbow towards the edge of your mat by your knee. And then come back up center. So it's not a twist and it's a huge thing. It's like I'm just barely twisting. I'm barely twisting. I'm barely moving. But the cool thing here is that you feel so much because this hip is pushing down as this is lifting up and over. And I hope you feel that stretch. This is a good stretch for these lower back pockets. I come up, I side bend, I come to center. I come up, I side bend. Now hold center. See if you can rotate to face me, but the hips don't go on, or the knee doesn't go on. It stays nice and still. Come back to center. And I inhale, twist the other direction, back to center. I'm going to add on. Inhale to me. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale. Exhale. Now grow taller. Inhale away from me. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale back. Exhale, center. Your belly should be like, oh my gosh, I'm getting tired, because it's working this whole entire time to hold you up. And last one. Grow taller. Hold up that ceiling with the crown of your head. Bring it back to me. And release. Okay, take it off that block. And we're going to put that block between the thighs again. Take your hands behind your thighs to help support your spine. Draw the feet a little closer towards you and come into a tabletop position. So it looks like, I'm slouching, but I'm not. So make sure you're not. Pull that belly in and up. I'm in a C curve, but I'm not heavy on my lower back. Now, if this is going well for you and you feel like I got some flexibility in my hamstrings, grab onto the outside of the ankle, press into your block, and bring those legs up. And as they went up, the shoulders went down. And we hold this here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now take your right hand off Bring it back on. Left. You don't have to ever let go. Right. Left. It's like grab quick. Bend those knees. Straighten those legs out and reach forward. Okay. All right, onto our stomachs. How long have we been doing that? Okay. Oh my. That not feel good. Okay. All right, so let the block go for a second. And take your hands right underneath the shoulder / armpit. Notice no part of my arm is touching my mat, so I'm not here, I'm here. Lower back issues, take the legs further apart, otherwise our legs are sits bone width apart. Now right now, I'm making a house for a mouse with my belly button. So I'm pulling my belly button away. There's that imaginary marble under your nose. Just give it a little bit of a push. I leave with my forehead coming up, then my chest comes up. I keep my navel on the mat. My shoulders are down. Crown of my head is reaching long. I'm squeezing my sits bones, and I come back down, and I pull that belly button away from my mat again. So I give a little bit of a roll of that marble. I start to press through my hands. My shoulders are going down as I'm coming up. I'm squeezing my bum, and I come back down. Let's do swan 1 neck roll. So I'm going to inhale up the same way. Now let go of the breath, look towards me, then take your chin to the other shoulder and back to center. And then look away from me, take that chin around to the front so you can see me, back to center, and release. Now this time, press through, and I'm going to try and straighten my arms, which is going to lift my hips a little bit off that mat. Now when I come down, I'm going to bend my elbows and rock my legs up. Hold. Now breathe. And try to look out the whole time. So I don't want my head going down like this and then up like this. Try to keep it looking out. One more. And then stretch back in the child's pose. That was fun. It was very fun. Okay. So I want you to grab that block and put it underneath your right hand. All right. So don't worry, because it feels kind of awkward. You almost feel like your shoulders are like this, right? But hang tight. We're going somewhere with this. So I want you to have your hips over your knees and your shoulders over your hands. So my right hand's on that block. I want you to take your left arm out and the right leg back. Yep. And then we're going to drop it down to the mat, lift it up. So I want you to squeeze that armpit, that right armpit, and I'm trying to get that shoulder more connected to the rib cage. The crown of my head is long. My hips should stay in a straight line when I lift that leg. I shouldn't take my hip with that leg. So maybe you don't lift it as high. Yeah. I'm going to inhale up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time. I'm going to hold this one up. I'm going to flex my heel, bend that knee, and extend. 7. Don't sink into that bottom arm. 6. 5. Good. Here's 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And bring it all in. The hands on your block. Reach it to me and thread the needle. Good. Okay, switch the hand. Hips over knees, shoulder in line with the wrist. So my left hand's on the block, my right arm reaches long, my left leg reaches long. Right now, your hips have to be in a straight line. Okay, so the arm is down, the toes are down, and here we go. We lift up, exhale, inhale down. Nope, I lied. I want inhale up, exhale down. Just breathe, right? I always tell my clients, look, if you can't get the breathing I'm cueing, just breathe. But don't hold your breath. That's all I ask, is don't hold your breath. Don't go fast. 4. Are you connecting that shoulder to your rib cage that's holding you up? 2 more. Crown of the head should be long. Now hold this one up, hold the arm still, kick your seat and extend. 7, 6, 5, good. 4, even better. 3, stay with me. 2, and 1, come back onto the mat. And then take that hand off your block and thread that needle and follow it. Get a nice little stretch there in your back. And then bring it back up. Okay, so once you take your block, this is flat. This is a little bit higher, and this is tower, right? So I don't want to be flat. I want to go to the next one. That makes sense? If you got a better way to describe that, let me know. I'm up for anything. All right, so we're going to try and do a plank. And what we're going to do, I heard that. So if you need to modify, you walk your knees back, right? But I'm not like this, okay? All right, so here I am. Shoulders and wrists. Good. So I'm going to come down, just touch it, and push right back up. Yes. And you don't have to. You don't have to. You can modify. You can just hold a plank. You don't have to do the push-ups, right? 2 more. 1 more. And release. Stretch back and release those wrists. Curl the fingertips to the wrists.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So we already did twisting. We already did bridging. So I'm going to go right to our side kicks, okay? So we're going to take that block and lay it flat. Lay it flat. You're going to rest your head on that block. Oh boy. Knees are bent. You see how I have my free hand? I just have it like just pressing into my block a little bit. If that's not for you, you can take your hand behind your head. You can press it into your floor. That's fine. I'm going to start with a little bit of a clam, okay? So I'm going to push this leg up and then down. So again, opposition. We love opposition in Pilates. I love it. It just makes the exercise so much more. So as I'm lifting up, this leg is pushing down. And this rib cage here, my bottom rib cage, is nice and light on that mat. Press. Good. Don't fall asleep on me. And 2. Hold this one up and pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now press that leg out, flex the foot. So I'm hip height. So some of us are too low. We need to be hip height. I want you to stretch out of that hip. I'm going to take this leg forward and then back. And guess what? If I'm not anchoring this bottom leg, I'm going to go flying like this, right? I exhale forward. I inhale back. Yep. Try to maintain hip height. No swinging up like this. 1 more. Now hold it forward. I'm going to tap the floor and lift up. 2. Inhale, exhale. 3. Good. Now take it behind and go tap. 1. Tap. 2. Tap. 3. Tap. 4. And bring it back to center. Let's do little circles, hip height. We circle round to come up, round to come up. They're tiny. My core has not stopped working. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reverse it. Round to come up, round to come up. Belly is moving that leg, and in, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and stack. The arm that you're laying on, the bottom arm wrapped around your rib cage, take that hand away from your block and put it right by your elbow. Press that arm straight. Come back down. And 2. Why not work triceps? 3. My core is still working, by the way. 4. Give me 4 more. And here's 4.
Good. Have these gotten easier? Remember the first time you did them with me? And 2, and come all the way up on this one. And grab your block, but don't go home. Swing around. Corny little things, right? Taking my ball and going home. All right. So we lay on that block, and if you don't want to lay on the block, you don't have to lay on the block. Don't lay on the block. All right, so my knees are not tabletop. Knees are stacked towards the top of my mat. They look like a tabletop, sort of, but sideways. Okay, so I got my hand pressing into the block. This one's just laying here, and I do my clam. I open, and I close. There should not be any rocking of my hips. My hips should be stacked. My bottom rib cage should be light. I got that opposition thing going on. I hope you do too. And that neck is nice and relaxed, which means my shoulders should be here. Relax them. Feel some length between your arm and from your ear and the shoulder. Oh boy. Low. And 3, 2 more. Push that bottom leg down. Now hold this one up in the little pulses. If it's not for you, don't do it. You're strengthening though all this area here. And 3, and 2, and 1. I push that leg hip height out there, right out there. Now I come forward and I reach it back. Belly goes in. Exhale. Inhale. Forward. Back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Take it forward. Lower and lift 4 times. I'm right out there in front of me. And 3. Everything is working. 2, and 1. Bring it behind you. And we tap down for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now come back to parallel to the floor. Let's do forward circles. Round to come up. Round to come up. Feel your belly. Stir in wet cement. And 4, and 3. Get those shoulders heavier. 2. Now let's reverse the circle and a round to come up. Round to come up. Press that bottom foot down. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Stack those knees. Now the arm that you're laying on, wrap it around the rib cage. The hands by your block, press it onto the mat. Tricep presses. Here we go. We go. 8, and 7. You got to squeeze that back of the arm, and you're coming up. 6. Exhale up. 5. Here's 4. Here's 3. 2 more. Here's 2. Come all the way up. And 1. Your back will go to your block, but you're going to grab onto your block anyway. Okay, let's put that back between our inner thighs. So close, so close. So much I wanted to do more today. Okay, so walk those feet out. So if you're here, it's not going to go well. So walk them out. Press into that block. Exhale all the air out. If you can't come up from all the way down, don't go all the way down. Draw the chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press into that block. Shoulders melt. Draw the chin to your chest. Lower back. Inhale. To exhale. We're going to add on. Here we go. Please, no momentum. Inhale. Now on the exhale, kick your right leg. Inhale to lower. Left leg, exhale. Inhale, lower back down, exhale. Now you can do single leg, or I'm going to do double leg this time. So either alternate or do both at the same time. Chin to chest, find that lower back. Inhale. Exhale. 1 leg or 2. And then roll it back down. We'll do that one more time. Here we go. Chin to chest, eyes to belly. No momentum. And we alternate or lift. And bam. And then bring it back down. Press into your block. And hug those knees into your chest. Let's just gently rock it side to side. We're going to start to cool down now. Darn. Went by fast today.
It went by fast for you guys. Okay. Now take those feet back down. Block stays where it is. I want you to bridge up for me. Pressing through the tripod of your foot. Hips are lifted, belly's pulling in. Don't lose your block. Sweep those arms behind you again on an inhale. Exhale, lower back down that bridge. Take your time, articulate, breathe all the air out. Swing those arms back around, hug those knees in. Remove the block. Keep the right knee in, straighten the left leg out. Take that knee to the outside of that shoulder as you reach the opposite leg long, and both hips should be pressing into the mat. Now bring that knee center, grab onto your ankle, and zip it up. And feel like you're pressing the back of the knee against the wall that's right in front of you. Flex your heel and point your toe. And flex your heel, and then round the ankle slowly in one direction, then the other, and then lower that leg all the way down to the mat, and we hug in the left knee, and we're going to take it to the outside of that shoulder as I reach the opposite leg long, so both hips should still be heavy on that mat. Don't forget just to breathe on your own. Enjoy that hip release. Now take the knee to center, grab onto your ankle, and slowly zip it up and press the back of that knee against that wall in front of you. Don't forget to do that. Yes. Then we're going to hug both knees in. Cross your ankles, and then rock yourself up until you're on your hands and your knees. So I just come forward. Yep. So I'm going to get you up off this mat. I want you to connect your heels. Press those heels down as you pike your seat up. Then walk your hands, keep them real straight, those arms. Legs are staying straight. And we're going to slowly pull ourselves up for 4 and 3 and 2 and done. All right. Good job. No one fell off their blocks. That's pretty good today. Bye.